Hey bears, I am the Gaming-Grizzly and welcome back to Identity 5. It is amazing what kind of support you guys are giving me lately on the channel, and I really want to say thank you to you all. And for today's video, I want to show you a really nice cinematic 8 vs 2 gameplay trailer. But first, do you remember the new upcoming hunter? The black and white one with the umbrella? I was able to get my hands on some real gameplay. If you want to get a review video of that gameplay, make sure to hit that like button. If we can reach 1000 likes on this video, I will create a video showing you the hunter and his abilities in action. Alright, so today's topic is the upcoming 8 survivors vs 2 hunters mode. First of all, I will show you a clip of the new mode, then we will talk about what was going on in this clip, and at the end I will also talk about the rules of the new 8 vs 2 mode. Okay, are you ready bears? Let's roll the clip! Alright, let's review the video frame by frame. The first thing we get to see is the waiting lobby, which now looks even more badass. We have the 2 hunters Geisha and the Yellow Lord Octopus Hunter guy. I wish I knew his real name, but I don't. Never mind. We have the 2 hunters in the foreground and 8 survivors in the background. I know I said that I will talk about the rules at the end of the video, but I also want to mention some of the rules during my review. For example, the first rule right here says that you can't use the same hunters, so you will never see 2 geishas or 2 clowns in a match. And that's also why we see 2 different hunters in this footage right here. In the next scene, we can see the lucky guy on a telephone-like thing. It gives him the option to buy several different items. And here I want to refer to rule number 4 and rule number 5. Rule number 4 says that we can collect points during the game, and as you can see right here, the survivor gathered 6,636 points and can now buy items at this telephone. Rule number 5 says that survivors can carry 2 items and hunters can carry 1 item. So that also means that even hunters can collect points and buy items at those telephone things. So what we can see right here is that you can either buy a normal item, like the coordinator's flare gun or the magician's magic wand, or special items that are only available in this new mode. Alright, the next scene is basically some gameplay of the 8 vs 2 mode. We can see 2 hunters and a bunch of survivors running around. But we can also see one of the new special items. It looks like this is an item for the survivors, a smoke grenade that restricts the visibility. Then we have some more gameplay, in which we can see pure chaos, survivors running around and hunters trying to catch the survivors. And we can clearly see that they are playing on the lakeside village map. If we check rule number 4 again, we can see that as soon as this mode launches, the lakeside village map will be the only map that we can play. But I think the new Moon River Park map will also be playable in the future. It just might take some time. Alright, so let's get to the rules. Right now, we know that there are 10 rules for the new mode, and I want to show you them one by one. If you already know all of the rules, that's awesome. If you don't, feel free to watch till the end. Alright, so let's go. Rule number 1. You can't use the same hunter in a match, but you are allowed to invite your friend to play with you on the hunter side. So I think this rule is actually really cool, so you can basically team up with your friends to play on the hunter side. It's way more fun to hunt survivors with your buddies. But you can't use the same hunter as your teammates. And I think that's absolutely fair. It makes the matches more interesting. Different combinations of different hunters will spice up the game a lot. Rule number 2. You can't use any accessoires, you can't change your waiting room action, your pet won't be shown in the waiting lobby. Well, that's not really anything that would bother me. All of the named things are just cosmetical and do not have any impact on the game. Rule number 3. After a survivor was put on a rocket chair, it will be locked for a short period of time in which a survivor can't be saved. However, after this phase, you will get a short period of time to rescue your teammate. If one survivor was put on a chair for a second time, he or she will be sent back to the manor. Well, that's quite interesting. This will change the gameplay a lot. I think that this will prevent hunters from face camping. Since the survivors can't be rescued right away, it will give the hunters time to start searching other survivors instead of camping. I also think that the gameplay will be quicker. Sending the survivors back to the manor after only putting them down twice on the rocket chair seems to be a pretty interesting twist. Rule number 4. At the beginning there's only one map playable, Lakeside Village. Players can get points and they can buy items with those points. There will also be some special items for this mode. This rule gives us a lot of different informations. The first one is that the first map that is actually playable in the 8 vs 2 mode will be Lakeview Village. I thought they would introduce the new playground map that we can see in the background right here with the beginning of the 8 vs 2 mode, but it seems like we have to wait a little bit longer for that. The second information is that we can collect points, which can be used to buy items, and there will also be special items that are only obtainable with those points. Rule number 5. Survivors can carry up to 2 items, hunters can carry 1 item. So I'm not sure if you can start with 2 items right away if you play as a survivor, or if you just start with 1 item and you can collect the second item from an item box. All in all, I think this will be very interesting. Just imagine carrying 2 pistols playing as the coordinator, or 2 footballs playing as the forward. Hunters can carry 1 item. Well, I didn't really know that hunters can carry items, but it seems to be a thing in this mode. I can't wait to see how this will turn out. Rule number 6. Survivors need to be hit 3 times before getting knocked down. Alright, so this might be a pretty good addition to rule number 3. You need to get hit 3 times to get knocked down, but you can only sit down 2 times on a rocket chair before getting sent back. So all in all, it's basically as balanced as before. I think the devs are just trying out some new approaches here. Rule number 7. There will be 11 cipher machines on the map. Survivors need to decode 7 to enable the exit gates, but the time for decoding will be increased. Alright. So we have 8 survivors. It makes sense that there are more cipher machines on the map. It also makes sense that there should be more cipher machines decoded before enabling the gates. The interesting thing about is that they set down the total amount to 7, but increase the decoding time for all of the ciphers. Again, I think the devs are just trying out a new approach right here, and I really like it. Rule number 8. More rocket chairs will be added to the map and both basements are open. Well, more survivors, more rocket chairs. Absolutely reasonable. There isn't much to say about that. Rule number 9. You can't complete deduction tasks in this mode. Well, yeah, there's that. Obviously deduction missions would be easier to accomplish in this mode, so they disabled them. And the last rule, rule number 10. Hunters can use 6 default messages to communicate. That's basically the same amount of messages as the survivors have. And since you play in a team with a different hunter, it makes absolutely sense to communicate with your partner. I can't wait to see what kind of messages the hunters will get. Maybe something like, I got a survivor, or chasing a survivor, or simply, let's go. Alright, so that's all the informations that we have on the new 8 vs 2 mode so far. And I think it's already pretty dope. I mean, 2 hunters, special items that we can only buy in this mode, and 8 survivors causing a lot of trouble? I really can't wait for that. Leave me a comment in the comment section below what you think about the upcoming mode. And that's it for the video. Don't forget to leave me a like on this video if you want me to review the new Black and White Hunters gameplay footage. Also, share this video with all of your Identity V friends, and of course, subscribe to the Gaming-Grizzly because I always upload the hottest news about Identity V. I hope you all enjoyed this video and I wish you a great day. See you all in the next video. Bye bye!